Hello everybody and welcome in this new YouTube channel. I'm FlyLoader737 and today together we're gonna start a new project together in flight simulation actually. Here we are approaching Salt Lake City on our Zibo Boeing 737-800. At the moment we are descending on the base leg for runway 16 right in Salt Lake City. Now doing the 10,000 feet checks. So signs on, lights on, including the wing light. And now we can just simulate that the ATC is giving us a descent clearance. The flight is recorded offline, so there is no online ATC, no VATSIM, no pilot edge. The aircraft is now shortly descending on this base leg. We will just follow the FMC route. A little bit of updates into the FMC, just the approach speed as the weight decreases. And then we can just follow the VNAV path. The aircraft lies on the autopilot, LNAV and VNAV. Now I'm performing the FISC check. F for frequencies, ILS frequencies, I for the standby instrument QNH or altimeter setting to verify to be set. Then S stays for speeds to check if the VREF speed is correctly set, and then C stays for course, so the final approach course for the ILS or the procedure that we are going to fly. So the FISC check is completed, and usually the FISC check is coming right after the approach checklist. In this case the approach checklist was done a little bit earlier due to the high transition levels that are in the United States. Now turning right on a short base leg and always matching the heading bug on the current or expected heading. This is due to the fact of avoiding time loss in case of LNAV disconnection. A little bit of speed brake now to help the aircraft to decelerate, even if there is no wind. It's I think more comfortable to have a little bit of speed brake deployed to help the aircraft to stay on path. Not really the best day to fly in Salt Lake City, a little bit hazy at the moment. The visibility is 5 miles with haze, as I said, but it's doable. Anyway, approach mode arm, and let's be ready for the ILS. Always matching the heading. Soon it will be coming. We are localizer and glass load capture. Flaps 1, speed checked, slowing down. We can have speed brake deployed and flaps extended until the position 10 together. There is no limitation for that. Until flaps 10 speed brakes are allowed. Flaps 5 decelerating furthermore as we are approaching an array alive altimeter is set, or QNH set for Europe. Gear down. Here we are. Engine start switch is continuous. And runway heading set and missile approach altitude is set. Flaps 15, still reducing. And landing checklist the flaps. Just cabin call, given engine start switch is continuous, speed brake on, the landing gear down, holding at flaps 15 set. Flaps 30. And complete checklist, flaps 30 plan, 30 green light, landing checklist completed, 1000 feet stabilized. Disengaging autopilot and flight director off. Contact, getting some help with the flight path vector on the primary flight display to stay on 3 degrees descent, checking localizer, correcting glide slope,
200. Minimums.
contact,
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
speed brake up, and 2 reverses, 48%. Well, welcome to Salt Lake City. Now vacating to the left and taxiing to our parking position. Doing the after landing flow on a flight simulator is a little bit complicated in single pilot, so I will just stop here and hold the position and then doing the flow. Pitot off, and strobe light off, engine start switches in auto, and landing lights off, and then resetting a little bit of things here, like the trim wheel. This is usually done by the first officer on real airline operations, but you know, here we are in single pilot. So it's always my duty to reset the trim to 5 units. Yeah. Now we can resume our taxi into parking position Charlie 12 today here in Salt Lake City. So let's do the taxi, and in the meantime we are taxiing to the gate. I can tell you about why I decided to open this channel and who am I. And I'm a real-life airline pilot. I fly the Boeing 737 for European low cost, but not the one that maybe almost everybody is thinking about. I was left home when the COVID-19 outbreak came out. So due to this, now I am doing another job in a complete different field. But in my free time, in my spare time, I'd like to create this YouTube channel, update contents, and explore the world of aviation, as the main title says. And so I'm really pleased to meet you all and get all your questions, get all your thoughts and curiosities also about aviation, airline pilot life. I will be trying to post regularly. I hope one video every week. I will try to do so. So I am really looking into it, into this new adventure, let's say. So what happened after the coronavirus outbreak was sad. A lot of people lost their jobs, but actually I am trying to open new doors for the future, always having this real big passion for flying in the background. Yeah, we now continue taxi and to our gate in Salt Lake. We just have to continue straight until we meet Foxtrot 1 taxiway on our left, and then we can just turn into the right onto the ramp. This area in Salt Lake City Airport is going to be under construction. All this area will be hosting a new terminal building, maybe even 2 terminal buildings. And I have no clue about what they're gonna do with the whole terminal. Maybe they want to convert it, or maybe create more parking spots and continuing to use the old and the new terminal at the same time, or maybe they will just wipe out everything and just keep the new terminal. But I don't think so. I think it's the less real option. Let's see. So approaching Foxtrot 1 on our left is the next taxiway to the left. So now we can start the APU. It's a good time for it to save some fuel during the long taxi, and at this time in real life I would also shut down the number 2 engine to spare some fuel as well. And on the 737 you have just to respect a 3 minutes cool down time, but Xplane is not really good in handling a single engine taxi, so I will just burn a little bit more of virtual fuel to get into the parking spot. Oh yeah, actually this is parking spot number 10, not correct. I need to go to the left, 90 degrees to the left, in order to join parking number 12. I was thinking this was 12. It appeared on the chart as it was 12, but it's not. So okay, there is still room for correction, just in time. That's why we are 2 in real life in the cockpit. One of us can always make a mistake. So a little bit more taxi to join parking number 12, right here on our right hand side. Taxi light and runway turn off light off, and I cannot see any marshal, but let's just follow up the yellow line into the apron and park at the best of our capabilities. So yeah, no marshal. There is a docking system down there, but it's not really working. No, not at all. So in this case, what I do is just to park at the old-fashioned way, outside view, with a nice camera on the nose wheel and doing the self-marshalling into the parking stand. We are good to go. A little bit of rust into the jetway. Yeah, here we come. Boeing 737-800, and here we are, stopping. Parking brake set. Engine number 2 shut down. Cutting off, seatbelt signs off, and then APU is already on buses, so we can shut down engine number 1 as well. So now the flow goes on to the overhead panel. Fuel pumps not in use by the APU off, signs are off, hydraulic pumps off in this sequence. First the one to the left and then the one to the right. And then APU is on since more than 1 minute, so I can give some air to the cabin, external lights, and that's it. Then we come down onto the MCP, so resetting the speed, setting some strange altitude in the window so we cannot just mistake for a clearance altitude, and flight directors off, last thing transponder. So now it's a time for the ground services to approach the aircraft. First officer has stopped his timer, joining the jetway, chocks in place, opening some doors, some cargo doors, and calling some ground personnel to service our aircraft in the turnaround. So disembarkation will soon take place, and this flight was departed from San Diego. Was about 2 hours flight. A little bit of outside view, ground personnel approaching. A little bit hazy again, as you can see, around Salt Lake City, but it was a nice flight anyway. So connecting the ground power, so now we can get rid of the GPU. So first of all, checking the voltage, GPU online, shutting down the bleeder system from the APU, and ground power online. APU is already automatically disconnected, and then APU must switch off and the remaining fuel pump off. That's it. Well, I hope you all enjoy the flight and have a good overview of who I am and what I'm going on. Stay tuned for more content. Subscribe if you want. I wish you everybody a very, very great day. See you soon on YouTube. Please comments below, send questions, or share your opinion about these contents and channel. Thank you very much, stay tuned, and goodbye.